Greetings, dear viewers. Today we are going to discuss one of the most mysterious events that defies human imagination and sends shivers down your spine. Imagine this. A state-of-the-art luxury liner, equipped with the latest technology, is sailing across the vast ocean. On board are hundreds of happy passengers, classical music is playing, lights are glowing, and luxury is everywhere. This ship was a masterpiece of modern engineering, seemingly unsinkable. But in an instant, without any warning, this massive vessel vanished from every radar. No SOS signal was sent, and no distress call was heard from the captain. Only an eerie silence remained. For 8 years, this ship was presumed to have sunk to the deepest part of the ocean, and search operations were eventually called off. However, in 2019, it was found in the coldest, most uninhabited part of the Arctic, frozen solid between two massive icebergs. The most terrifying part: not a single person was on board. Where did they go? Why is the ship intact yet empty? Today, we will conduct a detailed analysis of the mystery of this ghost ship that shocked the world. It all began in 2011. This was not just a ship, it was a five-star floating hotel. On its decks, casinos, pools, and expensive restaurants were in full operation. The captain was a professional with decades of experience. The first days of the voyage were very successful. Passengers admired the beauty of the ocean, took photos, and enjoyed themselves. However, as they approached the cold coast of Greenland, communication with the ship was suddenly severed. Although the last radar reading showed the ship was on the correct course, it disappeared from the screen moments later. Coast guards, military aircraft, and rescue boats searched the ocean for weeks and months. If the ship had sunk, there should have been oil slicks, life jackets, or debris left on the surface, but nothing was found. The ship seemed to have vanished into thin air in the middle of the vast ocean. Investigators eventually concluded that the ship capsized suddenly and sank instantly. The relatives of the passengers went into mourning, and this event began to turn into a closed chapter of history. 8 years flew by. In 2019, members of an Arctic scientific expedition headed to northern regions to study climate change. As the icebreaker was passing between two giant icebergs, one of the researchers spotted a strange object through binoculars. There, frozen in the ice with its mast pointing to the sky, stood a massive ship. As they drew closer, the expedition members were terrified. This was the same luxury liner that had disappeared 8 years ago. It wasn't underwater, it was on the surface, trapped between two icebergs as if it had fallen into an eternal sleep. According to the expedition members, a cold and dead energy emanated from the ship. They decided to board the vessel. Although the exterior was covered in thick ice, the interior was surprisingly well preserved. The corridor lights were off and the walls were frosted. When the researchers entered the main dining hall, their skin crawled. Plates filled with food, half-empty wine glasses, and open books were still on the tables. It was as if everything had frozen at that exact moment 8 years ago. But there was not a single person, not a single body, not even a trace of blood was found. If the ship had been in an accident, the people should have boarded the lifeboats. However, all the lifeboats were still in their places, untouched. Even people's valuables, gold jewelry, phones, and documents remained in the cabins. It created the impression that these people had left the ship of their own free will. But where could they go? There was nothing around but thousands of miles of icy ocean and deadly frost. How can this mysterious event be explained? Scientists and mystics offer several theories. Time portal. The most popular theory is that the ship fell into a time gate. For the passengers, perhaps only a few minutes had passed, while in our world, 8 years had sped by. Is it possible that the people are still stuck in that other dimension? Infrasound. Due to natural phenomena, low-frequency sounds that are inaudible to the human ear but have a strong effect on the brain can occur in the ocean. This sound can drive a person insane and cause extreme panic. Could it be that the people fled in terror and threw themselves into the ocean? Historical legends. History has seen such ghost ships before. On the Mary Celeste, found in 1872, everything was in place, but the crew had vanished. We should also not forget the Bay Chimo, which got stuck in the ice in 1931 and later sailed the ocean on its own for 38 years. This story remains one of the greatest discussions on the internet to this day. Some call it a modern legend, while others are convinced there are mysterious forces in the depths of the ocean that we do not understand. No matter how much competitors and researchers dig into this topic, a definitive answer has yet to be found. One thing is certain: the cold ice of the Arctic and the depths of the ocean do not give up their secrets easily. If you were on this ship, what would you have done? Is this truly a time portal or an inexplicable phenomenon of nature? Perhaps the passengers of this ship are still somewhere waiting for help? Write your thoughts in the comments below. We read every comment. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Even more terrifying and mysterious stories await you ahead. Until next time, goodbye.